guys, I sure come down to you today in Raid Shadow Legends with another champion guide. Welcome to the video, guys. I'm glad to have you here chilling with me, talking a little bit of Raid Shadow Legends in Skimfos, the Consumed. A very, very cool, a very unique, very powerful, and underrated Void Epic champion. Pinned this comment says, Skimfos. All right, man. Well, ask and you shall receive. We only have one request, but we're going to make it happen. And you know what, guys? I just finished recording a video with my man, Henry White, who is a free-to-play player, the star of the show on the free-to-play God series on my main YouTube channel. That's Raid Shadow Legends, if you want to check out all his tips and more there. But I noticed that he had a Skimfos to consume that is absolutely amazing, and I wanted to show you him. But first, let's go ahead, before we show you the build, let's go ahead and show you what he does and why he's such a unique and special epic champion, and where the heck am I going inside this game. All right, so a demon spawn, again, Void Affinity champion. Is there any lore? There's no lore, unfortunately, for Mr. Skimfos, but he looks cool, man. I mean, obviously, I want to know what the deal is with this dude. He's got the one wing. He's like half devil, half man, right? Pretty cool aesthetics, and I got my cat in here. Come on, come on. You're ruining the Skimfos the Consumed video, Fern. You're ruining it. Sorry about that, guys. So on his A1, we get Growing Hunger. Attacks one enemy 2 times. The first hit has a 45% chance of placing a decreased speed for 2 turns. Now, with Sniper, that will be bumped up to a 50% chance of decreased speed. The second hit has a 45% chance of decreasing the target's turn meter by 10%. This is a great ability, especially for Dark Fae, which I'm going to show you guys today. But great control there on that A1. Turn meter and decreased speed. Sign me up. Curse Feeder on an AoE on the A2. Attacks all enemies. 100% chance win book to placing a decreased attack for 2 turns. After attacking, transfers all debuffs, except for the CC debuffs, from all allies to this champion. That's pretty cool. And then on the A3, Clutch of Woe, another 3-turn cooldown. Then it comes around and it transfers all debuffs from this champion to the target enemy, then attacks the target, then steals 100% of the target's turn meter if the attack is critical. Wow, what a kit! Heals this champion by 5% of their max HP for each debuff on them at the start of the turn, which really synergizes nicely with that A2 Curse Feeder. If this champion is under 4 or more debuffs at the start of the turn, places an increased attack and increased crit damage buff on this champion for 2 turns. Ergo, more damage out of this champion because he's going to be soaking up a lot of debuffs with this A2 ability. Man, what else do you want from a champion? Talk about a control specialist and some damage to boot as well. Not to mention a little bit of a cleanse on all allies built into this A2 ability. Man, a super underrated kit. Am I wrong there, guys? All right, let's go ahead and see how we have him built here. And I'm going to go ahead and show you that Dark Fae run that I spoke about earlier. Now, I noticed that my man Henry does this quite often. He puts a refresh ring, doesn't even bother to waste his silver, or I shouldn't say waste. I guess you could get utility out of it, right? Doesn't even bother using his silver to upgrade it. Just puts it on to get the special effect, a 5% chance to prevent skill cooldowns, which is pretty cool. We have crit damage on the amulet, and we have accuracy on the banner, okay? So obviously this is an attack-based champion. Let's take a look at his multipliers really quickly here, thanks to hellhades.com. On the A1, we have a strong rating of 1.85. We have a 3.75 strong rating on the AoE on the A2, based on attack, obviously. And then we have a 5.6 multiplier on that A3. So really decent damage from this champion, and with a base attack at 1432, you can definitely scale that up. Now, in this particular build, we're more concerned with all that juicy control this champion is bringing to the table, right? We're still going to get some nice damage out of him, but I think this is a lesson that we always talk about here on the channel, is that really, even on damage dealers and PvE content, more often than not, building them to be able to take a hit, be fast enough for the content that you're running them in, and have enough accuracy and crit rate, all that comes before prioritizing attack. Stacking up a bunch of attack and then not landing all of your debuffs, in this case, all the turn meter stealing and all that stuff, it's not going to be useful, or worse, having them die, right? So we have 2,800 on the defense, 31k on the HP, and 2,500 on the attack. We have him nice and fast at 263 speed. 108, we definitely want to crit cap this champion, not just because of his damage, but because of that A3. We want to steal 100% of that turn meter, and he's void affinity as well, which is really nice. No negative or anti-affinity matchups to worry about here. 125 on the crit damage. So he has crit rate, I'm sure, on the gauntlets. If you really wanted to min-max him in the late game, you could try to get crit damage on the gauntlets and then build crit rate on the substats, is where you can find it there. But crit rate is just fine. He has a defense percentage with some speed on the chest. He has speed on the boots, and then he has some good speed gear with a double roll and a double roll on the shield and the helmet, along with some accuracy, right? So two perception sets, along with one speed set, really helping to get his speed and accuracy up to where we need it to be. I think I already mentioned this, but accuracy obviously on the banner as well. Let's see. He has him fully booked. Blessings on this champion, guys. I would probably go with... It's an interesting one, isn't it, guys? You could really make the case that we go with Crushing Rend, or we go with Cruelty if we're trying to maximize his damage output a little bit. You also really don't want this champion to be CC'd, right? Because he's not going to be transferring CC'd, or he is going to be transferring them, to other people. But it'd be nice to keep him from being CC'd. That way we can keep churning out the cleanses, the decrease attack. He's bringing so much to the table. The decrease attack, too, we barely even spent time on that, but it's really, really nice to have. And stealing the turn meter, going to basically almost give him an additional extra turn right after that, right? So he's got a lot going on. Thus, again, you could put Dark Resolve on this champion. You could put Phantom Touch on this champion, right? So a lot of different ways to go there. I'd probably just keep it simple and go with Phantom Touch, especially if you're going to be running him in Fire Knight as well, which why not? He's got the decreased speed and the double hitter, possibly a triple hitter with Phantom Touch as well for Fire Knight. So you can really, let me see where Hades ranks him in terms of Dark Fae, a 5 out of 5, Spider, Fire Knight, Ice Golem. So those are the areas that he ranks him the highest, and I tend to agree there. All right, so Masteries on this champion. Well, as you can see, a free-to-play account, we do not have him masteried out, but I can show you what I would go with, right? I would go Charge Focus, I would go Swarm Smiter, I would go with Evil Eye. In this case, I would definitely go with Lore of Steel, getting more benefit from all three of the artifact sets that we have him on. And then I would come down here, go with Master Hexer to extend the duration of the decreased attack. I would also go with Sniper to get that decreased speed up an extra turn. And obviously, Master Hexer will also apply to the decreased speed. Moreover, I said I was going to go with Swarm Smiter. I would also go with Arcane Celerity on this champion, right? 30% chance to boost the turn meter when a debuff cast by this champion is removed or expires. So you can definitely take advantage of the same two debuffs we keep talking about. All right, on the offensive side of things, we have Deadly Precision. On this build, we don't need Deadly Precision, so you could just go with Blade Disciple instead because he's already at 108% crit rate. Either way, I would go Deadly Precision, I would go Keen Strike, and then I would just come down single out, bring it down, Methodical, War Master, right down the left-hand side of the offense tree. That's what I would personally go with for Masteries on this champion. Guys, let's take him for a little run on floor 120 of Doom Tower Hard, the final boss of Dark Fae. Let's go ahead and run this team. I'm going to show you really quickly, guys. I just got through doing this for the other video as well, but I'm going to do it again. None of these champions are all masteried out, okay? Deacon, and they don't have any special sets on, a lot of perception and speed, stuff like that, cruelty, etc. I guess with the exception of Allure, she is in Relentless, okay? So with Allure, he is on the second wave using Temptation, that's the decreased defense ability, and on the third wave, he's shutting off the A2 and the A3. On Royal Guard, he's going to, on wave 2, he's going to shut down Takedown. On wave 3, he's going to prioritize Takedown, and then go with second priority being Hamstring with the more turn meter decrease. Skimfos. On round 1, not touching anything. On round 2, we're going to open up with Curse Feeder and then not use it again. That way it's fresh off cooldown for round 3. We're going to open with it in round 3, and then we're going to prioritize Clutch of Woe, which is 100% turn meter steal, obviously against the Dark Fae. And then Cold Heart, we are on round 2, turning off Heartseeker. On round 3, we are going to go ahead and prioritize Heartseeker, open with Flurry of Arrows. Deke, I think I showed you already, but we're shutting off Time Compression. Sweeping Retribution, we're shutting it off, but using it to open. That way, it can go off cooldown to use in round 3, where we're going to lead off with Time Compression, get that extra turn coming with Sweeping Retribution. All right, guys, here's the team. All epic +1 rare team for the final version of Dark Fae. These waves are fairly easy with this squad, so I'll come back to you when we get to the Dark Fae. All right, guys, here we go against the Dark Fae. Final floor. We lead off with the A3 going into the A2. Curse Feeder, the A2 coming down as well. And here comes Takedown. Takedown everybody but the last 2. Cold Heart finishes them off with Flurry of Arrows. That's why he leads in with the A1 of Cold Heart there to make sure we finish off all of our mirror images. And now it's all about control. So what we want to do is have Skimfos go in there with his A1 right now and land that decreased speed. Unfortunately, he does not land it. The good news is his Royal Guard does have that decreased speed on his A3, so he lends a hand there. And now, I don't think Dark Fae is ever going to get a turn. When we look at this team, every single one of the champions has turn meter control. Royal Guard on the A3, Skimfos on the A1 and the A3. We have Deacon on the A3, excuse me. Heartseeker for Cold Heart on her A3, and then Allure and Relentless with the A1, right? Able to keep Dark Fae from ever going if things work out well. Let's see. So far, so good. So she does go. Luckily, we have Leech to heal us right back up, which is nice, thanks to Mr. Deacon Armstrong there. And come back in there. Everything's looking great. Skimfos comes in there. Did not land the decreased turn meter. Keep in mind, there's only a 45% chance, so it's not a guarantee. We did get that nice depletion of turn meter vis-a-vis the A3 ability. Then the Curse Feeder comes right back in. Allure is so good, man. Talk about control, right, with that A1. It's a great team. All right, it looks like Dark Fae might get another turn here. Nope. We come in with the A3 again. Skimfos saving the day. Heartseeker saving the day. And Allure saving the day again. There we go, man. Takedown comes down. Things are looking pretty good here, guys. I don't want to jinx it, though. Here we go, Sweeping Retribution, come back in, pass it to Royal Guard. Clutch of Woe, another big turn meter decrease from Skimfos the Consumed. And here we go again, more turn meter decrease. Look at that turn meter right now on the Dark Fae, guys. She's not going to get another turn, I don't think. I don't think so. Wow, very impressive team. And again, more turn meter, Heartseeker down. That is going to be it, guys. Skimfos, just a small part, but an instrumental part of this floor 120 Doom Tower Hard final boss. All epic, plus a Cold Heart, who's really legendary in disguise. Let's be real here. Guys, Skimfos, a fantastic option for turn meter control. He brings so much in that cleanse on the A2 to your team. He's definitely a champion worth looking into for faction wars, dungeon support, or Dark Fae support. If you're using him on Dark Fae, he's definitely worth booking. Otherwise, maybe consider if you don't need to build him, if you don't need to use him. For example, maybe you have 2 allures. I might go that route instead, but then you're not including the cleanse, which is very useful in other areas such as Ice Golem. So guys, hopefully you enjoyed this guide on a very unique champion. Definitely worthy of a Void epic champion. Definitely does not, there's a lot of Voids that I think need a buff out of Void epic champions especially. Skimfos is not one of them. A lot more than maybe meets the eye on initial glance on this champion. Hopefully you enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and as always, take care, guys.